Welcome to Reef and Pond Wise, where we talk all about reef and pond related stuff. In this video, I'm going to show you what every pond needs. Now, we just got done with a huge storm that blew through here, and it was massive, guys. I mean, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and it just blew these tree limbs right down on our deck. And I'm surprised that we didn't get more damage, but look at what is left behind from these winds. And it was very, very quickly. Came through here. It was like maybe 3 minutes. It kind of blew in and blew out. But look at the devastation around my pond. Now you're probably wondering, why is the pond out? And the pond is out for one good reason. It's the secret to having what every pond needs, and I'm going to show you what that is in just a second. But look at what happened during this storm that blew through here, and it is just I'm surprised that it's not worse than it is, guys. It actually blew down some big tree limbs, and over here is a big log, a dead log that came down and almost hit my neighbor's window over there. But yeah, bad storm. And what happens in these storms is you can get really look at this one. Oh my Lord, you can get really hit hard. And this is just a big dead branch that came down, almost hit the pond. And look at that craziness. So we're gonna have to clean up the yard after this. It even damaged some of my zinnias, bent them over. Look at this, crazy from the winds. That's what 60-mile-an-hour winds will do, even though it was 60 miles an hour for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So what happens when your pond gets wet and your electrical gets affected, I recommend that every pond have one of these. It is a GFCI, and what it stands for is ground fault circuit interrupter. Now, if you've got one of these and it rains real heavy, your pond is going to automatically turn off, and you're going to save yourself from the possibility of getting electrocuted. You're going to save the possibility of an electrical current going into your pond, and it's just a good way to stay safe during these heavy downpours and these heavy rains. So, guys, if you're not having success with your pond during a storm, I would recommend that every pond have a GFCI. Now, don't confuse the GFCI with GFI. It's really means the same thing. And my experience is that electricians will use the term GFCI as opposed to the general public kind of using just the term GFI. They're the exact same thing. So just wanted to share with you guys some of the devastation that happened to us recently. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this. It's been about an hour since the storm came through. I'm going to go ahead and push this button, and I'm going to show you guys that the pond should come on and stay on. But this is one thing that I recommend every pond owner have, and it's been a lifesaver for us because it's a good protective measure for both you and your fish. So I'm going to go ahead and push this button here. You can hear the click. The red goes off, and by the way, that red light means that there was an issue, and everything comes back on. Now if it stays on and it doesn't go off, you know that the water issue is good to go. Everything's dried up. It's been about an hour. Now the other thing that I recommend, guys, when you're using these GFCI outlets, don't leave them off too long, because you want to make sure that your fish are getting good oxygen in your pond during a rainstorm and after a rainstorm. The other thing that you want to consider is the oxygen in the water prior to a storm is going to keep the ecosystem in good order, and you'll have enough oxygen if you continually run your water features and your aeration for probably up to a day or two if absolutely necessary. I don't like to run mine past a couple hours after a storm or after the GFCI outlet pops. And the reason why is because I want to keep my fish healthy, and I want to keep them swimming happily, and I want to keep my ecosystem filled with good oxygen in the pond. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the circuit breaker on this side and get that one going. And I just wanted to again share what benefits there are to a GFCI, and I believe it's something that every pond needs. So until next time, guys, anyone can build a pond, but it takes someone special to keep one, and that someone special is you.